And you can stop sharing with me, yeah. Yay! Hello, everybody. Hello, Jenny. How are we doing?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Hello to the land of the Book of the Faces. Great to see everybody. So, Jenny, we have some exciting news to share with everybody tonight.
We sure do. We have got a whole lineup of classes coming up in South Africa with Mr. Paul Carney, who's coming in from Italy.
Yay!
Originally from Ireland and global trotter around the world.
Yes.
Who pops up in all
Leprechaun
kinds
of
of different
magnitude,
places.
Bringing joy everywhere he goes. Yes.
And we could use some joy in our country. So this is really cool that you've coming through in September. Yes. At this time when there's all kinds of interesting things happening right now in our country. And what a contribution this is going to be to create some change and for people to look at different ways of doing business and different ways of being them and different ways of showing up and how to create a life no matter what's going on around them and not to be the effect and rather the creator.
Yeah.
So we're very excited to have you.
And what can we contribute now to South Africa? So in this 10 seconds, what energy, space and consciousness, magic, mysteries, miracles and possibilities can we be to be a contribution to South Africa? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what if being joy was the greatest gift you could be? So what we're calling our 4 days is we're calling it a joy extravaganza. So we're going to start with access consciousness bars. Then we're going to have one of the being you classes. Then we're going to have access business money and leadership with horses. So it's one day after another, all in Cape Town. It's going to be awesome. So I'm very excited. I love South Africa. It's just a beautiful country and met so many wonderful people and made so many wonderful friends in South Africa. So I'm very excited. Yeah.
Yeah. And those people are very excited for you to be coming again. So yeah. So how, so if you want to chat through, we've got four classes.
Yes, correct.
We're going to have Access Consciousness Bars practitioner training on the first day, Friday, the 3rd of September. And then we're going to have the magic being you. You had a really fancy title for it.
Yes, it's called Being Magic, the Adventure of Being You.
There we go.
Being You was developed by Dr. Dane here, and it's all about truly being you. So when you're relaxed and happy and you're being you, life is ease. And if you'd like more ease in your life, this is a great place to start.
Yeah. And then day 3 is, I've just gone blank.
Access, business and money. So that's part of the joy of business. So developed by Simone Molasses, so the worldwide coordinator with Access Consciousness. And it is brilliant. If you want more money in your life, if you want more joy in your life, and if you want ease with business. So I've taught this class all over the world. I love it. And it's a 1-day class. It's just a brilliant, brilliant class. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on day 4, we have leadership with horses.
With Jenny Watkins!
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So me and Jenny have both been involved with horses for a long period of time, and horses show you so much because they will actually show you energetically so sometimes what we say and the energy that we be are totally different, and the horses don't buy your point of view. So if you're saying this, but you're doing this, the horse is like, you're doing this, dude. So like you start to get a lot of awareness from horses. And yeah, it'll be beautiful. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So Paul, how would you like one of the things that I've noticed for myself personally is the more I learn to work energetically and be conscious about what energy I'm being and if I'm being all of me and not buying into fixed points of view or beliefs or anything like that, that I have a lot more ease creating my life and have a lot more joy. If you were trying to explain this to someone who's never come across the Access Consciousness tools before, or is now starting to say, hey, you know, the way I've done things before is no longer working for me. I'm like anxious, I'm stressed, I'm depressed, things are a struggle. what would you say to those people about what can this Joy Extravaganza contribute to them, and how would this be different for them to the way they're perhaps creating their lives currently?
Well, that's a great question. So for me personally, I was depressed and suicidal through a lot of my 20s. And even though I was outwardly successful, I had a successful job, and it was kind of, it looked like I had a lot of stuff together, but like internally I wasn't happy. And it was like, I was depressing a lot of my creativity. I was spending a lot of time working in corporate environments that were very heavy. And it's like, I totally get it. When people feel depressed, feel anxious, one of the big tools is, who does this belong to? Because you have to recognize that you're an aware being. And since that, I've made massive changes in my life. So I started working full-time with Access in 2017, and it's been a brilliant adventure, but my life has become so much happier. And it's like, when you truly start being you, everything starts to change, and you can actually function from joy. Because a lot of the time we believe, oh, it's kind of like a fairy tale, or it isn't true. But it's like, when you actually choose what works for you and choose what creates greater for you, there'll always be more. And it's being willing to be the more that creates more.
Yeah. And how amazing will these classes be? Because you do the access bars, which is the technique to start discharging from the brain that electromagnetic components of thought, where we're holding on to all these decisions and judgments and beliefs, and it creates an energy in the brain that you get stuck with. So you can like learn how to dissipate that and release that energetically from the brain. And then that obviously has a knock-on effect for the body and releases it from the body. And then the second day is the magic of being you. Now you can step into being more of you. And one thing I've noticed is the more I become myself, you would say the more confident I become, but it's not confident in a false kind of way. It's like really being me, that in fact you don't even need to be confident anymore, because you're being you, if that makes sense. And then going into the business and money side, so you can create change with the business and money side, whether you're employed, self-employed, working for corporate, it doesn't matter. And then into the leadership with horses, that is then going to lead to the horses will show you how to lead your life, because often we're not leading our lives, right? We are like just pulled along by this reality and by other people's points of view. And because we're trying so hard to fit in, we just buy into all those points of view. We never ever question what we're actually buying into. So I love the way you've created this extravaganza, that it's like ticking the boxes on all different aspects of life, that you can like make all these changes to everything.
Yeah, and it's being willing to change anything on a dime. So literally we had a whole different schedule lined up. And we met this morning and we were like, no, it doesn't quite match the energy. And it's being true to the energy, because once you're true to the energy, it becomes ease, joy, and glory. So we literally changed everything this morning, and we're like, okay, access bars is light. It was light. It was fun to do. Being you was light. It was joyful to do. Access business and money with joy of business was fun, and leadership with horses. So it's like, it's a whole adventure. We're calling it the Joy Extravaganza. And it's like, are you willing to allow yourself to receive joy and actually have a life of ease and joy and glory? Because the motto of Access Consciousness is, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. And that includes everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's like allowing yourself to have that level of ease. That's why I'm so excited, because I get South Africa requires it at present, and we can be a major, major contribution.
Yeah. So if you'd like to, actually not sure how long we've been chatting for. Of course, I forgot to look at the time.
Don't worry. Yeah.
So if you'd like to just talk to, so let's talk to the access bars.
Yeah.
And if you give a description of what will happen for somebody, or well, who knows what's going to happen for somebody on a bars class, because everything's possible from there. But if you can give a quick description of a bars class, and if people feel connected to that and would like to join that, what information can you give them about that day?
Yeah, so it's like, it's joy bottled. So if you go out and buy a little bottle of joy, it would have access bars written on it. So it's like 32 points on the head that are gently held, and you'll have 2 gifting and receiving twice, in the morning and in the afternoon. So you get to gift it and to receive it. And it's all about receiving more of you and allowing yourself to relax into you. Because so often we're wound up, we're worried about this, we're worried about the next thing. The more that we allow ourselves to relax and actually receive the beauty of us, everything becomes possible.
Yeah, and I think what is really cool about Access Bars is we have that additional technique for PTSD, that we can run a process to help people with PTSD, which would be great for people in South Africa, having, going through all the different experiences and everything that's been happening. If we can take the edge off and be a contribution to not being in that fear all the time, then, what I've noticed, if I'm not functioning from fear, I have more clarity. But when you're caught up in fear, you have no clarity, and you're like kind of spinning around in a washing machine, and you're like overthinking everything and over processing everything and over analyzing everything. But you never seem to be able to break out of that fog to take those steps to move forward. That's going to create more for your life, and to know what is going to create more. So that's what I also love about the bars, is that we can add in that additional technique as well.
And also the tool, who does this belong to? It's so important, and it's so underrated. We're aware beings, and we're aware of so much, and so often we buy other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and we think they're ours. And it's like, when you actually ask the question, who does this belong to? And then if you get a sense it's not yours, return to sender with consciousness attached, and just utilize that tool all the time, particularly at present with everything that's happening with coronavirus and all the concern people have around the world. There's a lot of change going on in the world, and it's like being willing to be the pioneer that drives the change that you want to see in the world. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So we will do a few of these Facebook Lives going up to the first weekend in September. And next week we'll talk about something else. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Or anything that you'd like to say to us South Africans?
Yes, be joyful, be happy. I recognize there's a lot of change going on in your country, but what's right about this, I'm not getting. What's right about it, and what change can we be that's a contribution? Because so often countries have been sold on political change where nothing really changes, or it gets 100 times worse. What if there's a completely different way where things can get 100 times better, things can open up, and we create new spaces that we never thought possible before? And that's by you choosing change.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. So thanks a million, guys. And we will be, you can register through my website, iampaulcarney.com, or through accessconsciousness.com under my name. And I'll be the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th of September in South Africa, in Cape Town. So I'm super excited. Any questions to Jenny or to me? And we'll be doing these every week for the next couple of weeks. How does it get better?
Thank you so much.